Welcome back to Cowboys News TV. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been on the minds of every Dallas Cowboys fan, the recent train wreck of a game against the Atlanta Falcons. Not only did we see yet another loss added to the record, but we also faced devastating injuries to our two best defensive players, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. As we break down the implications of this loss and what it means for the rest of the season, I want to take a moment to thank you all for tuning in. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support is crucial in helping us reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers. So let's jump right into it and analyze just how this game unfolded and what it could mean for our beloved Cowboys moving forward. The Dallas Cowboys faced off against the Atlanta Falcons in a game that many of us were hopeful about, but ultimately, it turned into a disappointing outing. The final score was indicative of a performance that fell short on many levels. It was a game where, despite moments of promise, we all sensed the inevitability of another defeat. Let's talk about the defense first. They managed to hold off some key plays, and while there were glimmers of hope, the overall performance was a mixed bag. The Falcons capitalized on critical mistakes, and it seemed like the Cowboys were on the back foot most of the game. Stopping the run was somewhat successful, but it was the passing game that posed a challenge. The secondary struggled against Atlanta's potent offensive weapons, and a couple of key plays could have turned the tide, but they just weren't able to capitalize. And then there were the fourth down conversions for failed attempts. That's a glaring issue and a clear indication of the offensive struggles we witnessed. The game plan, or lack thereof, seemed to baffle both fans and analysts alike. With Mike McCarthy at the helm, many of us are left wondering about the direction this team is taking. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think went wrong in this game? Was it the coaching decisions, the players' execution, or a combination of both? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss. As we look ahead, we need to reflect on these issues. What can the Cowboys do to regroup? Let's find out in the next segment. As we dive deeper into the implications of this loss, we must address the injuries that plagued our star players Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. These injuries are not just unfortunate. They could significantly alter the course of the season for the Cowboys. First, let's talk about Dak Prescott. His hamstring injury is a massive blow, especially considering how pivotal he is to our offense. Dak was already dealing with a hand issue earlier in the game, and his ability to scramble and make plays was clearly hampered. We saw glimpses of his potential when he could move, but after his injury, the offense struggled to find any rhythm. The question now is, how serious is this injury? Will he be able to return to form this season? Many fans are understandably anxious, and the organization faces a tough decision. Should they rush him back to action, risking further injury, or play it safe, allowing him ample time to recover? Then there's CeeDee Lamb, who left the game with a shoulder injury. He did return briefly, but was clearly in pain, raising concerns about his long-term availability. The coaching staff's decision to let him continue playing after Dak's injury has sparked debates among fans and analysts alike. Were they prioritizing the game over the player's health? We can't ignore the impact these injuries could have on the overall dynamics of the team. Now, let's engage with you, our viewers. What do you think is the best course of action for the Cowboys regarding Dak and CeeDee? Should they play it safe and let them recover, or do you believe they should push for a quick return to salvage the season? Vote in the comments below. Your opinion matters. As we reflect on these injury concerns, let's turn our attention to the overall state of the team and what it means for the rest of the season. Chapter 4. Evaluation of the season so far, 350 words. As we assess the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, it's important to take a step back and evaluate the season as a whole. With a record of 3-5, it's clear that things haven't gone as planned for our team. Expectations were high coming into this year, but with each game that passes, it feels more and more like we're stuck in a rut. Offensively, we've seen flashes of brilliance, yet consistency has been sorely lacking. The injuries to key players only exacerbate the challenges we're facing. Doc's absence, coupled with CD's uncertain status, means we're left to rely on a less experienced roster. The offensive line, which has been a topic of concern for several seasons, continues to struggle, putting pressure on whoever is under center. Without a solid foundation, it's difficult for our playmakers to shine. On defense, we've seen some standout performances, but they can't carry the entire load. With injuries also affecting our defensive roster, the depth has been tested. Players like Micah Parsons and Trevin Diggs need to step up, but we can't expect them to shoulder the burden alone. The lack of depth is becoming increasingly apparent, and it's clear that the front office needs to address these issues sooner, rather than later. As we look toward the remainder of the season, the path ahead is fraught with challenges. The Cowboys must decide whether to push for a playoff spot or focus on rebuilding for the future. It's a delicate balance that could define the next few seasons. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys' current strategy? Should they aim to salvage this season or look ahead to better future prospects? Share your opinions in the comments, and let's get the discussion going. With these questions in mind, let's explore what the future might hold for our team as we move into the next chapter. As we shift our focus to the future, it's crucial to examine what lies ahead for the Dallas Cowboys. The upcoming schedule is not forgiving, and the challenges will only increase as the season progresses. With the playoff picture looking increasingly bleak, the Cowboys face tough decisions regarding their strategy and roster management. First, let's consider the immediate games on the horizon. Facing strong opponents means that our team will need to rally together and find a way to compete, even without Doc and CeeDee at full strength. It's essential for the coaching staff to adjust the game plan to better suit the players available. This could mean relying more on the running game and making smarter, more conservative play calls to minimize mistakes. If we can establish a strong run game, it might relieve some pressure off the quarterback. However, that may be in the coming weeks. Additionally, the Cowboys must look at the depth chart and consider how to best utilize the talent they have. Young players need to step up and prove they can contribute when called upon. This is an excellent opportunity for emerging talents to showcase their skills and for the team to assess its long-term prospects. Now, let's engage with you, our loyal viewers. What do you think the Cowboys should prioritize in the coming weeks? Should they focus on developing younger players for the future or try to win now with the remaining veterans? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments and let us know your perspective. As we wrap up our analysis of the upcoming challenges, let's take a moment to reflect on the overall health of the team and what improvements are necessary as we look toward the future. As we conclude our deep dive into the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, it's evident that we are at a pivotal moment in this season. With a disappointing 3-5 record, injury struggles, and a daunting schedule ahead, the Cowboys face significant challenges. However, this season isn't just about wins and losses. It's an opportunity to learn and grow as a team. Moving forward, the focus must be on developing younger talent and ensuring that the core players, when healthy, can operate effectively. The coaching staff has a critical role in this, needing to foster a resilient team environment and make strategic decisions that will guide the Cowboys through this rough patch. For fans, this is a moment to remain hopeful and engaged. Remember, supporting your team through thick and thin is what being a true fan is all about. While it's easy to be frustrated, it's essential to channel that energy into constructive conversations about how we can improve. Before we sign off, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your predictions for the remainder of the season? Can the Cowboys turn it around, or is it time to shift focus to rebuilding? Share your insights in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Cowboys News TV and hit that notification bell. Your support helps us grow and reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers, allowing us to bring you even more exciting content. Thank you for joining us today, and as always, let's go, Cowboys!